I'll go for.
And welcome to the Marcus and Mike Show. I am Mike. My man over here to the left is Marcus. Marcus, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing pretty good, Mike. How's it going?
It's doing all right. Kansas City Royals are doing pretty well in the Major League Draft. Round three starts here, and I think it starts right about now as we're recording this show, actually.
Yeah.
So, kind of looking forward to see what happens. Although most of these draft prospects never really ponder out all that much. Usually at the top 10 do all right, but
Yeah.
that's usually about it. But it is what it is. But yesterday's show got cut a little short. Guys here at work decided to cut the internet lines, and I ended up working until about 11 o'clock last night. So it was pretty exciting. But
Oh, wow.
nonetheless, we are back. We're live, and we're having a great time here. So, Marcus, before we get into the NBA Finals, let's go ahead and review Marcus's NBA Draft 2.0. We went over this about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start with your top 10 again. What is your top 10 picks looking like now that you've had time to watch more film, to digest, watch the draft combine,
Right.
that kind of thing?
Well, yeah, Zion obviously is going one, so that's pretty much. I mean, and John Morant, Demetrius Morant, is his original name. He's probably going two to Memphis. I mean, these are two supreme talents that can jump out of the gym, can run the floor, can play any style. So they're probably going 1-2. Listen, the Knicks will take R.J. Barrett. That's probably written in stone too. I think he had a visit, or he's going to have a visit with them pretty soon. That's probably going to be written in stone as well. R.J. Barrett will probably be the third pick. Now, the Lakers, I had them taking Darius Garland, which he's kind of like a Kyrie Irving clone.
Right.
So that's still there in the mix, but you never know. I mean, if they're thinking they can get Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving, you may not need a Darius Garland. You may want to go in another route to help another position. So now you're looking at DeAndre Hunter. I think he'd be perfect with the Lakers and LeBron James, a top-notch defender that can hit open shot. I mean, that's pretty darn special right there, and he could develop it even better than that. So I'm thinking maybe DeAndre Hunter in the mix there at 4. 5, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they need talent. They need talent. They need to look at the Atlanta Hawks model and getting talent and accumulating this talent. And the most talented player then left right there at 5 for the Cleveland Cavaliers is Jarrett Culver at Texas Tech. And then Phoenix will be the happiest if this falls the way on the board, the way my board looks. Phoenix Suns need a running mate to go with Devin Booker. So I'm taking Darius Garland with the 6th pick there. Kyrie Irving clone. They would have taken John Morant had they had the first pick or the 2nd pick. So to get Darius Garland at 6 is pretty special. And then the draft kind of begins here. That first 6 is pretty impressive. The top 2 are impressive. Then that next 6, I think, are kind of written in stone. The next 4 are kind of written in stone, which makes the top 6 kind of written in stone there. You can just mix and match 3, 4, 5, and 6. But then it kind of begins again at 7, the draft. I think the Bulls will take Kobe White, point guard out of North Carolina. Super fast, competitive kid, and is hitting his jumpers. He's exceptionally well. Atlanta can go in a lot of different directions here. Cameron Reddish would be a good one. Jackson Hayes, Brandon Clark. Either way you go here, Rui Hachimura might be in the mix here. Although I think Brandon Clark, his teammate, might have passed him up in these past few weeks. All we heard about was Rui Hachimura from Gonzaga, and now Brandon Clark is catching fire. Brandon Clark's one of the best defenders at 6'8" in this draft, and could be a difference maker on a championship team in the future. Brandon Clark's that good. So Atlanta, I would have them take Brandon Clark. Washington, you can go in a bunch of different directions here. Like I just mentioned, Cameron Reddish, Jackson Hayes. Brandon Clark will be off the board. I would either take Sekou Doumbouya out of France, 6'9" kid here if you're Washington, or I would take Bol. I mean, all in the mix here. Jackson Hayes, they're all in the mix there, but I would probably take Sekou. And then Atlanta sitting there in a pretty good spot, and I would take Cameron Reddish out of Duke. Great shooter to pair with Kevin Huerter and Trae Young. This would be a really good match for Cameron Reddish. And they have the 8th pick. They took Brandon Clark, their defensive player, to go with Collins, a power forward. So now you're taking Cameron Reddish here to go with Taurean Prince and Kevin Herter and Trae Young. Atlanta, I would love to be the Atlanta GM. They have the 8th and 10th picks here in this draft, and they are going to get extremely better. Atlanta's on the come up to be a heck of a team. And so there's my top 10. And Atlanta gets, to me, Atlanta, even though they don't pick till 8, they get the best value here, picking 8 and 10. But is 3, 4, 5, and 6, you can mix and match those from the Darius Garland, Jarrett Culver, DeAndre Hunter, those players. You can just mix and match any of those 3 or 4 players right there from 3 to 6.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you on the first 3 picks there. I think those are pretty much already submitted. Those particular players are buying homes in those cities, and they're going to be there for 10 to 12 years.
Right.
To me, I think the draft really starts at that 4th pick with LA. What are they going to do with that 4th pick? Are they going to trade it?
Right.
Are they going to draft somebody? Are they going to be big players in the free agency? Are they still going after AD? Are they going to offer their 4th overall pick? I mean, if the Pelicans can deal AD to LA for a few players, the 4th overall pick, I mean, New Orleans would be in a great position. They have the number 1 and number 4 picks. That would be something very special happening there. The only question that I have for you is Darius Garland. I mean, I think he played 5 games in his collegiate life.
Yes.
So basically, we are basing everything off of his AAU talent from a couple years ago, and just off of pure hypeness. I mean, yes, he is a good player. The 5 games that I saw him play, he was very, very solid, very, very good player. But the 5 games scenario there in college, I think, is going to hurt his draft stock a little bit. We saw it with Michael Porter Jr. last year with the Mizzou Tigers. He had all the talent in the world. Where is he at now? We don't know. I think he's fumbling around in the G League if I'm not mistaken.
The Nuggets took him last year, and he's been injured. So hopefully he'll make his debut game 1 next year.
Right. So with that being said, I want to say some of the teams in the top 10 might be a little gun shy going after a injured player such as him. Yes, it was I believe it was an ACL, right? Or it was ACL or Achilles. I can't remember for sure.
Yeah, I think. It's his knee. It's his knee. It might have been a meniscus tear, but it's his knee.
Well, but like either way, he was out all year, so he should be 100% healthy. But is his body ready to play in the NBA level? I don't think so, and that's going to drop him out of the top 10. A player to watch for that I could really see sliding into the top 10 is Keldon Johnson from Kentucky. This kid is really impressive. He reminds me of Kawhi a lot. Just the way he goes on the court, he does his job, and he doesn't talk. He doesn't get in trouble. But pretty much other than that, I had to concur with you with most of your picks. Like I said, I don't know anything from the kid from France, just besides that I've seen on the highlight tapes. And he is definitely a special talent on the highlight tapes, but anybody looks good on highlight tapes. So I don't know.
I saw a couple of mock drafts from a couple of people, and they had Keldon Johnson going 19 to San Antonio.
Right.
And if that happens, I'll do a backflip, and so will the Spurs organization. You're talking about a 6'6" multi-dimensional player that can shoot it, run the court very well, great vision, good defender. And the Spurs don't need any other guards. But you at 19, if Keldon Johnson's sitting there and the Spurs believe that might be the Spurs believe that is the best player in the draft, you draft 6'6" Keldon Johnson from Kentucky. I don't care how many guards we have or anything. You got to accumulate talent. And so, if he was sitting there and he was the best player on the board, you take him. And in today's NBA, Michael, it's like I said, it's almost become positionless. Keldon Johnson can play the 3. He can be there in a small ball lineup. So, there is no you're not pigeonholed into one position hardly anymore in the NBA. Keldon Johnson would be, if he passed to 19, that would be a great pickup. I love Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, that would be a steal of the draft if he dropped it down that low.
Yeah.
The only position that I really don't see him playing ever is a point guard, simply because I've never seen him really handle the ball Besides
Yeah.
he put the ball like on the court a couple times to drive to the hole. So I'm not for
Yeah.
sure how his ball handling skills are in the open court. But yeah, 2 through 5, put him in like anywhere. Um, also,
And the Darius Garland. Go ahead.
yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and the Darius Garland thing, I don't see him falling out of the top 10 to answer your question about that. But I do see him slipping to 6.
Yeah,
So, he went from 4 to 6. He'll lose maybe $1 million. Throughout the duration of a contract.
it's
That's
just $1
not,
million. I mean, it's not
yeah,
that
it's just $1 million.
bad.
But no, you're right, because the Lakers, they may not want to wait on the next Kyrie Irving. LeBron doesn't have time for Darius Garland to develop into Kyrie Irving. He needs a DeAndre Hunter, a 3 or 4 year starter at Virginia. The body's already ready to come in and hit open threes and play great defense. DeAndre Hunter would be then the pick for the Los Angeles Lakers. And Cleveland doesn't need Darius Garland. They got Colin Sexton. So now you're looking at Phoenix with a chance to nab, a talent point guard Darius Garland. I think Phoenix would nab him at 6, but Lakers need a ready-made player right now, and that would be DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, and
Of Virginia.
just to hit on your point with Cleveland there, they need to hit that reset button. They need to be the upset 12-year-old kid
Right.
getting beat by their friend, pushing that reset
Right.
button on the PlayStation. They really just need to do
Yeah.
well in this draft because they are not going to change their team overnight with this in this draft. So they really need to get quality players that are going to do good things for them for like a long time. So
Right.
if Darius Garland drops to them, they better pick him up because he is going to be a pretty solid player. From the things I've seen, I just don't think he is a top 4 talent. I guess I could say, he's definitely top 10, but top 5 is pushing it. So have or take.
Yeah.
But let's go on and
No, that's good.
yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the NBA Finals here. We kind of touched a little bit on Game 1 and Game 2. We didn't really have time to preview Game 3, which I believe is tomorrow night at Golden State. The series is tied 1-1, going to Golden State. First things first, who do you got winning Game 3?
I have Toronto winning Game 3. I think they bounce back and win this one. And if Toronto had won Game 2, I would have probably picked Golden State here in Game 3 because Golden State would have been the more desperate team. But I'll tell you what, this is going to get a little scary for Toronto. I understand Golden State's got a lot of injuries and stuff like that, and people are hurt. But Toronto better win Game 3 because what I'm hearing is Kevin Durant's probably going to be ready to go back and suit up Friday night in Game 4. And if he does that and playing, it's almost going to be a wrap. I mean, Golden State can't be beaten with all those guns. There's no way Toronto gets, especially Leonard's wobble. So Toronto, I'm right now. Toronto's in desperate mode right here. They better win this Game 3, or this finals might be over. Like I said, Durant's coming back. I mean, there's absolutely no way. This is a must-win game for the Toronto Raptors. A must-win. They don't have any aces in the hole. They don't have the second and third best player in the world getting ready to come back for a Game 4. Think about that for a second. Toronto's not sitting there going, "Hey, well, we got Anthony Davis ready for Game 4 just in case we lose Game 3." That ain't happening. So Toronto better treat this as a must-win to make sure they steal that first one at Oracle, so they can at least by the time it's Game 5, that series better be 2-2. Toronto cannot fool around with this game and lose this game, and next thing you know, Durant comes back Game 4, and then Toronto, we're going back to Game 5 for Toronto on Monday night, and on June 10th, Monday night, and Toronto's down 3-1. The series will be over. So Toronto, this is a must-win for Toronto.
Yeah, I hear everything you're saying there, and I do concur. This is a must-win for the Raptors 100%, but I also felt that Game 2 was a must-win as well. Maybe not as quite urgent, maybe like 80%, and like this is like a 95%, but flashing back to that Game
Right.
2, they had every opportunity to win that game, and they pissed it away. They had Klay
Yeah.
Thompson was hurt, Steph Curry was sick, Cousins was huffing and puffing. He was out of shape. You didn't have
Yeah.
KD on the floor. That was a perfect opportunity to go up 2-0 on the Warriors, on the defending champs, and I want to say they blew it. So this game three is definitely
They did.
this game three is definitely a must win situation. They have to play good and they have to be dominant because game two was such a kick to their ego that they need an ego boost. So this game three, they need to kick Golden State in the teeth. They need to go into Oracle
Right.
and just totally dominate
Yeah.
them on both sides of the court the whole 48
Yes.
minutes as well.
Yes.
So
You better yep.
yes,
You better catch Golden State without Durant and a hobble Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
You better go ahead and you better do it this game. You're 100% correct. Toronto Raptors blew it game two. They blew it.
Yeah,
they held without Klay Thompson playing the whole fourth quarter. Klay Thompson, when he's not out there. I mean, dude, you have got to win that game. And then they held Golden State scoreless for 5 minutes at the end of the game until Andre Iguodala hit that game-winning three. I mean, they didn't score enough in those possessions to win the game. They blew it. You're right.
You are 100% right. Like you, so just to flash back to my picks a little bit here, I had Raptors winning the first two games, and then I had Golden State winning four straight. If Toronto does not win this game three, Golden State will win four straight, and this will be a 5-game series. So you had Raptors in 7. I had Warriors in 6. If the Raptors do not win this game, this will be a 5-game series because KD will come back, Cousins will be in a little bit better shape, Klay Thompson will be back, Steph Curry won't be sick, Andre or like AI won't have this head injury that he was out for like a little while for. Golden State will be full strength at game 4. This is a must-win situation in game 3. Let's say they're at 60%. Because you have KD out, Cousins is still not all there,
right,
and Klay Thompson will probably be injured as well. So definitely have to win this game. The X factor in this game has to be Marc Gasol. He needs to have a good game. He needs to get down there, get Boogie Cousins in foul trouble again, and force him to become a outside shooting team like they did in the first game. And hopefully they just miss the shots. Like that's what it's going to come down to, I think.
No, I agree with your Marc Gasol pick. He is an X factor. They wouldn't want to hear from me. They would hate me. Because I'd get Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol in a room, and I'd tell them, hey, guys, you got outplayed by a guy coming off an Achilles injury. Both of you got outplayed, Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, with a guy with an Achilles injury. Do you want me to repeat that again? That's terrible. I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, what are y'all doing? Ibaka, come on, man. I mean,
he has been total garbage this whole playoffs. Honestly,
pretty much garbage.
I mean, like
pretty
I
much
don't
like
I don't like calling professional athletes trash because obviously they're better than me or you because they're at that highest highest level. But where has he been all playoffs? I mean, like honestly, where has he like?
Yeah, I mean, he has like spurts here and there.
You cannot win a championship.
It's ridiculous,
in,
Michael.
Spurts.
He has little spurts here and there where he'll get this offensive rebound.
Right.
No, he has little spurts in there where he gets this offensive rebound and dunks it or gets a block there. But this is not the same Serge Ibaka that from a couple years ago. He's completely went off the rail. He is not that same player. And it's a shame because he's not like he's 37 years old or something.
He's still fairly young.
At 37 was still getting Tim Duncan at 37 years old was still getting 30 points in a finals game. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, you might be on the downside of your career, Ibaka, but come on, it's time to show up. It's the NBA Finals, and Marc Gasol. I mean, dude, you can't. DeMarcus Cousins is your equal, man. You can't just totally get outplayed. A guy coming off Achilles injury, who's your equal. And then look, Kawhi Leonard's been fabulous. I mean, he's got 12 games of this. of 30 points, of at least 30 points. Right now, if I think the NBA needs to change this role. They have a regular season MVP and then they have a finals MVP. That's dumb. Why wouldn't you have a playoff MVP?
Right.
Right? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. Right now, Kawhi Leonard would win the playoff MVP. There's no doubt in my mind. He's got 12 games of 30 points plus.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
He has put the
I
Raptors
think
on his back.
his usage, yeah, the usage rating and the efficiency rating is, I think only Akeem Olajuwon has done better in the 1994 playoffs so far than what Kawhi Leonard has. Right now, Kawhi is averaging 29 points and 11 rebounds in the 2 games. That being said, here we go. He probably wouldn't want to hear from me, depending upon his character. That fourth quarter, he went 1 of 6 from the field and scored like 3 points or like 6 points because he got the foul line. But 1 of 6 from the field is unacceptable. Unacceptable is letting a team go on a 26-3 run and you didn't score any buckets in that 26-3 run. You have to stop the bleeding, Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
So I want him to. He has to even do more. And so it really bothered me. Once Clay went out, you're right. They blew the game. Kawhi Leonard's got to take that on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And bring this home and win this game. He can't go 1 of 6 from the fourth quarter. So we need more we need that Kawhi Leonard in game 3. We need that Kawhi Leonard that was in the Philadelphia series. It was in the Milwaukee series.
Yeah.
We need that guy to show up, because if that guy doesn't show up game 3, it's going to be a wrap in 5, like you said.
Yeah, and just to add to your point there, I hammer this home to my high school players all the time. Like, you will never be good enough in my eyes, because I always want you to do better, to do better, to do better. So like right now we have going to expect Kawhi to give us 30 plus points. And like now my expectations are up here.
Right.
So I need you to step up here in game 3 and give me 40 points. Same thing with Kyle Lowry. He's been doing solid. You know, he's getting his 15 to 17 points. Step up and give me 20 points. Just take a couple steps better, because you have to knock Golden State in the teeth this game. You have to give them a blow. You have to say, whoa, we need KD. Whoa, we need Clay. You know, you want them to second guess everything that they are doing from here on out after this game 3.
Right.
And I want Raptors to win. I dislike Golden State. No, I hate Golden State.
Yes.
I hate their cocky attitudes. And it starts at the top. So Steve Kerr, I don't like you anymore either, man. Get out of here with that. So you have
he lets inmates run the asylum, and he can't even tell Draymond Green to turn the music down, and Draymond Green tells him F you.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that a couple of months ago?
No.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous, dude. Like that's, can you imagine that happening with Greg Popovich or something? Yeah, Steve Kerr, he is whatever.
Get
dude.
a
That's
handle
what I say
on your
about him.
team,
I mean,
Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Game 3
anyway,
is.
and then also,
Go ahead.
must win.
Say that again.
You were about to say game 3 is a must win. And Kyle Lowry, come on, hey. Yeah, game 3 is a must win, like you said. And Kyle Lowry, come on, man. Hey, it's time for you to give me one of your 30-point games or something. Fred VanVleet is absolutely outplaying you at the point guard position. And I know that Coach Nick Nurse is playing y'all at the same time. So Kyle Lowry's kind of playing, the de facto 2 guard, because he can shoot it well and he's a good defender. Right. They're both 6 feet tall. It's amazing you can get away with guards like that, that are 2 short guards that are my height. But Kyle Lowry's got to show up. I mean, he's taking the charges. I understand that he's doing well, but we need buckets from Kyle Lowry. He needs another, maybe not 30-point game, but I mean that'd be nice. That'd be great. If he gets 30, he'll probably win. But we need at least a 20-point game. You're an all-star, Kyle Lowry. It's time for you to wake up offensively as well.
We need him to average 20 points in game 3 through 7 here on out.
Oh yeah.
And then we need 20 points between Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka. Those 2 combined need to get 20 points as well. With that formula, the Raptors will be successful. So just keep that in mind.
And listen, I know Siakam had 32. Yeah, and I know Siakam had 32, and then he only had 12 the next game, and everybody's like, see, I told you he wasn't that good and all that baloney. Siakam, I'm not worried about Siakam.
He's a sub.
He does so much. Yeah, no, he does so much for Toronto. No, he's going to be an all-star. He's not a sub. He averaged 17 points per game this year.
Right.
They could have made the all-star team this year. He's that good. He's that talented. I'm not worried about him. He has to do so much. He's even getting double teams now sometimes, and he throws it out to Gasol or whoever. Siakam can be the real deal. I think he'll bounce back. I don't have to put an AP on Siakam. He's a jack of all trades. Plus he gets points for you. So I think he'll be just fine. But I expect a big game from Siakam too, because he's hearing chatter too. These players hear this chatter. Draymond Green shut you down, and boy, I'd love to talk to Siakam before the game. You let a 6'7", most of the time out of shape, that can't jump higher than me, beat you in a basketball game and play better than you, and that's Draymond Green.
Right.
So I would let Siakam know, man, you're more talented. You're a better athlete than Draymond Green, and let's get it together, man.
Yeah. So guys, the game 3 is Wednesday night. They're at Oracle Arena. That will be it for today. Just a quick little show here, and we'll preview game 3 a little bit more tomorrow as well, and touch some more on NBA mock draft as well. But any closing thoughts before we head out, Marcus?
No, nothing really. I mean, he just, Toronto must win. We'll see what happens there. And we'll say this for another show, but I was just looking at Le'Veon Bell on my screen here.
Yep.
And he hasn't played in 17 months. He looks good in the Jets uniform, but he hasn't played in 17 months. I cannot wait to see how he performs because, man, 17 months off of an NFL football field, that's not even like basketball or foot. I mean, this is going to be unbelievable to watch, to see if he performs well. He's one of the best athletes I've ever seen there, because there's no way a 17-month layoff after NFL football and you're going to come back and you're going to make a Pro Bowl team. I got to see this.
Yeah,
this will be interesting.
There is a thing of being in shape and in game shape. There is no way you can simulate a game situation and get yourself in shape. Ask Boogie
Especially
Cousins.
In football.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
guys, that will be
especially in football. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, that will be it for today. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll preview the game a little bit more and talk some OTAs as they get going here full and heavy again as well. So, guys, join us tomorrow, same time, same place. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you tomorrow.